Gold.
Chaplains don't carry weapons on the battlefield, but our next guest carried a camera during his deployment in Afghanistan, capturing soldiers' experiences and telling their story. For example,
we need suppression on this ridge line.
I've never heard so much gunfire in my entire life. And we have been in a lot of firefights, but that was by far the worst.
There was multiple positions firing on us.
I had to make peace with the fact that I was going to die.
wow, in his new documentary, No Greater Love, our next guest set out to bridge the gap between the reality of war and the perception of being deployed. Joining us right now to provide that, who's providing that this weekend as his movie debuts, retired Army chaplain and director of No Greater Love, Justin Roberts. Justin, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
When did you realize I have to tell this story the way it is rather than the way people perceive it to be?
You know what, partway through, and I always tell people, this is not a film about the war, this is a film about my friends. And it was partway through this deployment that I just kept watching my friends commit amazing acts of valor and sacrifice. And this is just, I wanted the country to understand these stories. I don't want them to be forgotten. So halfway through the deployment, we kind of saw that we had something.
Where were you in Afghanistan?
It was Kundar province along the border of Pakistan.
2010 to 2011.
Yes, sir.
How much action were you in the middle of?
You know, it was firefights roughly every day, every other day. And so, you know, if you go outside the wire, something's probably going to be happening. And they were regularly shooting at the bases.
And what you did is you want to have people talk about what it was like in the middle of an attack, after an attack, and before an attack. Here's soldiers describing events before an attack.
As soon as we got there, floods of people just started walking out of the valley. Families, kids. As soon as you saw that, you knew it was like, okay, the fight's coming.
So we were fully aware of what we were getting into. No, I take that back. We thought we were fully aware. You'll never be ready for what happened that day.
So they walked out because they saw you as a safe haven?
Well, they knew a firefight was coming.
And they wanted out?
They wanted out because it was going to be a big battle. Last time the Russians went into that valley, they were slaughtered. And so they knew that, well, the enemy thought that this was a safe place for them to keep a headquarters. We were charging straight in.
And what do you think we're going to get from seeing the vision of battle through your eyes as opposed to what we think being back here in America?
You know what, I mean, this film is just the lessons that I learned from these soldiers. You know, these guys were my friends. And the things that impressed me the most and what I saw was that behind every single act of valor and sacrifice was a selfless love. And so that's why we called the film No Greater Love.
Did you have trouble adjusting to the real world when you came back here, or your old world?
It took a little while, and I think I'm still adjusting.
Does this help?
This absolutely helps because, I mean, for civilians and our family members and our friends to understand where our warriors are coming from, that helps to create empathy and a conversation on how we come home from this war. So that's the hope of this film, is that we can get this conversation out there, that we can, you know, start to raise awareness. And
the good news is it's Veterans Day weekend. Just know it's this weekend, and this is where we can see. We can go to nogreaterlove.com.
nogreaterlovemovie.com, and it has a list of where we're coming out with this film and just the stories behind it.
Chaplain Justin Roberts, thanks for your service, and thanks for doing this movie. I cannot wait to see it. Back in a moment. Fox and Friends in just a second.